All right, we're going to talk about how to describe the shape, center, and variability of the sample distribution for the difference of means, all right, or difference in means, either how you want to say it. And so we talked about before sample distributions for the difference in proportions, okay, in the previous one. And now it's very, very similar to when we talk about difference in means. So essentially, when we talk about the shape, all right, when we talk about the shape of a sample distribution, the key thing we want to know is it normal? Is it normal? So if you have two sample distributions and you realize that both of them are normal, then what you have is that actually the difference in those means and that distribution, it will also be normal. So once again, review, how do you determine if a means are normal? Well, you can look at the population. If the population of both are normal, then the difference in the means will be normal. If you realize the central limit theorem, so n is going to be greater than 30 for each one of these different sample statistics or sample distributions is going to be normal, then yes, it will be also be normal. And then once again, if you notice that there's no strong skews or outliers in either one of these distributions, then you also know that it will be a normal distribution. Finding the center, just like we would do other ones, if you have the difference in means, you find the difference in the means, okay, the population means for each. The spread, use the variance. Once again, you guys take the variance of the first sample over n plus the variance of the second sample over n, and then take the square root. Make sure you find the variances because we always add the variances when we add or subtract different means or different distributions. Okay, so with that, let's go through a quick little example. All right, um, how tall would you have to be, all right, for this? All right, we're going to kind of go through and look at this one. So the height of young men follow normal distribution with a mean given here, inches and a standard deviation of this. All right, the height of women follow by normal distribution, so both of them are normal. All right, with a mean here and a standard deviation of this. Suppose we select an independent SRS of 16 young men and 9 young women and calculate the sample mean heights of each. Okay, so what is the sample of the sampling distribution? Well, the shape of the sampling distribution, because we know that both for the women and men, distributions are normal, then, all right, this one and this one right here will also be normal, okay? All right, because women and men distributions, all right, are normal, then will also be normal. So the difference will also be normal, okay? So that's what we know there. Find the mean of each one. So if we have the mean of sampling distribution, so if we take this, xm minus xw, all right, of this sampling distribution right here, and when we have this right there, okay, what we're going to have then is it's just going to be the means of each, okay? So this, I'm just going to go woman and this right here, x men. All right, and so what we have then, we're going to take the mean of each. And so we know the mean of this one, all right, for the men is 69 because the sample distribution will equal the population. Sample mean will equal the population mean. And then we'll subtract that from the women, which is 64.5 inches. And that difference is simply going to be 4.8, all right, 4.8, all right, and we got that, all right, and that's going to be in inches. The final one is calculate and interpret the standard deviation. Now, standard deviation, if you recall, is when we have these of the sample distribution, is going to be the square root of the variances, And so the variance is we are given the standard deviation, so we're going to take 2.8 squared, all right, 2.8 squared, all right, and we're going to add that to, all right, the other variance, which is going to be 2.5 squared, all right, 2.5 squared, and now we're going to take that and divide it by the n value, okay? And what we have right here, our n value, in this case is going to be 16 for men, all right, so we have 16 men. And over here, what we have is going to be 9 women, And so when we take that, we're going to take those values and we can put in our calculator. All right, 2.8, all right, squared divided by 16, and then we add that to 2.5 squared, all right, divided by 9, and you can get 1. All right, at least I got 1.088. All right, so what does that mean? Let's interpret that value. Well, we all right, the difference in, all right, the difference in the difference in the oopsies, the difference in the sample means between men and women typically varies by 1.088 inches from the true mean difference of, all right, and we have that 4.8 of 4.8 inches. All right, and that's what we have for standard deviation. So that right there, just going back with the notes, we went through the examples. So in order to find the shape, center, and spread, we can go through and use what we know from our past experience and understanding those concepts. Well, I hope this helps you out, and good luck and God bless in the rest of your problems.